Hey guys, it's me, Henrika, the whole brain coach. So let me jump right in with a question. Are you the abandoned cart type person? Are you the person who clicks buy, 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 buy on a lot of items and goes bye, bye to the cart hours in? Do you have full shelves of books that you've started and never finished? Not because you hated the book, but just because there was another one. There was another one that seemed to be even more exciting at the time. Well, if that sounds familiar, then you might have comparisonitis. So if you want to find out what that is and why it's important to talk about, then stay tuned. Coming right up. Oops, sorry about that. So I do hope you can hear me. All right, it doesn't seem like I'm on mute, so I'm just going to keep going. All right, so in case you don't know me yet, my name is Henrika. I am the whole brain coach. And in my coaching, in my social media posts, and in these videos here, I help overwhelmed women who are just stressed out by all their competing responsibilities at home and at work to feel calmer and more relaxed and more emotionally stable so they can be happier in their relationships and more successful in their careers. So today I wanted to talk about comparisonitis. So what is comparisonitis? Comparisonitis is just a made-up term that somebody wrote a book about that I didn't read, but I think that even without reading the book, it makes sense what comparisonitis is, okay? So comparisonitis is basically a compulsive obsession with comparing yourself to others, whether it's physical appearance, professional success, relationship success, you name it. And you need to compare yourself with others so you can gauge your relevance in comparison to them. So it's basically you're trying to find where you are on the scale, from 1 to 10. So the problem with comparisonitis is that without this comparison, these people have no idea who they are. They have no idea how well they are doing, and they're constantly looking outside for permission and for confirmation that what they're doing well or they're doing right. Okay? So why is this important? Why do I want to talk about this? So this comparisonitis just shows up over and over again in conversations that I'm having with clients, with friends. Yours truly has it too, so don't you worry, yeah? So comparisonitis is, I called it the evil sidekick of procrastination, because comparisonitis makes you think you're active and you're proactive, but when you're doing is you're just running in circles. It's like, like when you see these YouTube videos of little puppies running over tiles and they're, pedaling their feet so fast, but they're not making any progress. That's what comparisonitis does to you. Yeah. And the evil thing about comparisonitis is that it masquerades itself as growth mindset. Because one of the flavors of comparisonitis is that you check out other people in your profession, in your career path, in your vicinity, and you analyze how they're doing, like especially if they're doing better, if they seem to be doing better than you. So you check them out and you analyze their strategy, you analyze their methods, and then you're ready to throw all of your stuff out to try theirs instead. And that seems like a growth mindset, right? It seems like you're saying, all right, I'm not married to these ideas. I'm flexible. I'm ready to see that I've been doing things wrong, and I'm ready to adjust my behavior and my outlook So it seems like a good thing. But the problem is the people with comparisonitis, and I do include myself in this. So don't imagine for one moment that I'm on a soapbox preaching to you sinners out there, okay? Because I am a sinner in this respect, definitely. So what it means is that we start with a new strategy and we're highly motivated. And that's another thing. That's a dopaminergic, reward-driven thing that's happening in your brain. Yeah. So this is a new project. That's exciting. Novelty is exciting. Bam, dopamine feels good, motivates you even more to keep going. And especially at the beginning of new projects, you might have noticed there's often a quick succession of easy wins. And each one of those gives you another dopamine hit. So, but then eventually you're going to get to a point where the going will get a bit tougher, if not come to a complete stop. And you've hit a roadblock, or you're running into difficulty, you're running out of money, whatever it is. Yeah. So it becomes more difficult. And when you are in comparisonitis, this is when you're going to go, oh shit, I must be doing it wrong because everybody else is doing better than I am. So my strategy is wrong. And then you go, whoop, what is he doing? Whoop, what's she doing? And you're checking everybody else out. And then you're going, all right, my stuff, rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. You just don't trust yourself to pick anything valuable, to pick anything worthy, anything worth doing. So then you hop onto the next strategy, which again is going to give you those quick dopamine fixes. So that's why comparisonitis is so highly addictive, and it takes a lot of effort to get out of it. So there's several things that are happening when you have comparisonitis. And the most problematic one that I see is that your focus is constantly on yourself, but not in a good way, because you're always checking how others will perceive you. So it's almost as if you're having this constant argument in your head as you're talking, as you're acting, as you're doing stuff about, oh, if I do this, then somebody might think that. So I must tell them that that's not what I mean. But if I say it like that, then somebody else might think I mean this. And then you're saying, so you're just constantly making excuses and, explaining yourself, and it takes up all of your energy. So that is the reason why when you are in comparisonitis, you're like this little puppy on the tiled floor. You're not making any progress. You're so spun up in your head. And again, guys, I'm not saying this as in you stupid people out there, you have no idea what you're doing. Hello. Yes, me too. It is really, really easy to fall into this trap. Okay, let me just look at my board so I don't forget what I wanted to say. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, so you're already constantly having an argument with yourself about how you're coming across to other people. But what you're also doing is, this finding your place on the spectrum, whether it's up or down or left or right, you're judging people. So, often you're judging people favorably, and that makes you feel horrible. Yes. So you're saying, oh God, this woman is so much more successful than me. She's much prettier and more eloquent and younger and has greater hair, whatever. Yeah. And you're feeling smaller and smaller and worse and worse and worse about yourself. Yeah. But you also judge people who you think are on your level or near your level or below you. And then it gets really nasty. And then we're going into guilt and shame for thinking those horrible, unkind thoughts, for pushing these people down. Because what happens when you elevate yourself in status over somebody else, you get a serotonin hit, another happy drug in your brain. Yeah. So, but because you're constantly judging yourself, you also think everybody else is doing that. And that is feeding the first loop, of feeling horrible and having these internal dialogues about, oh my God, what is this person thinking about me? Do I have to make myself clearer? Do I have to change the way I'm explaining this? All these thoughts. So let me have a look again. So it's just exhausting because you're always worrying. And and it's also when you have these internal arguments all the time. So that's another thing why people with comparisonitis don't complete their strategies, is a fear of being judged and rejected at the end of it. So because if you abandon a strategy halfway through, you can still say, oh, look how clever I am. I noticed that I was doing things wrong and I changed my strategy, but you never get to finish it. So you never get to the point where you can judge, was the strategy working or wasn't it working? And you also avoid getting to the point where you think everybody else is going to say, ooh, she fucked up big time. So that's the evil sidekick to the big monster procrastination, and it's called comparisonitis. So if you think you have comparisonitis and you want to look at it and dig a little bit deeper, you can always reach out to me by just commenting below or sending me a direct message or going to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thewholebraincoach. There's even a number that you can reach me on or send me a WhatsApp message. And you can use the Facebook Messenger as well. So look at this. So many choices of how to get in touch with me. My name is Henrika. I'm the Whole Brain Coach, and I will be back here next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time, with another episode of Be.Think.Transform. Until then, stay good, stay healthy, and just stay present. Notice when you're being too tough on yourself. Notice when you're comparing yourself to others, whether it's favorably or disfavorably, and just stop for a moment and ask yourself what it is that you really want, because that's what it all boils down to. It's getting in touch with what your core values are and how to translate those into a working strategy for you. All right, this is me. I'll speak to you next week. Take care. Bye.